Hey everybody, Tara Green here, and this is the astrology of the very rare hybrid, not so total, sometimes annular, very critical Aries solar eclipse that happened April the 19th or the 20th, depending on your time zone. This one is set for Toronto, Canada, so it happened at 12:13 a.m. So I have looked into this in a bit more depth and connected a lot of the fixed stars because I like to do galactic astronomy, astrology as well. So there's the sun and the moon. You can see them here at the last degree, 2950 degrees of Aries. So when planets, and we call the sun and the moon planets just to make it simple, they're actually called luminaries. When any planet is at the very last degree of the 30 degrees of the sign, 29 is virtually 30, they're at the strongest. The sun has spent all this time, the last 30 days, 30 degrees, 29 days, going through Aries. So it's picked up all of that Aries martial energy. So this is really, the sun being eclipsed, and a very rare eclipse, is a very martial, warlike signal, okay? So we have to watch out. There is rumors about that, about Taiwan, in the air, so that could be very dangerous. Plus, Pluto over here at 0 degrees of Aquarius is exactly squaring that sun. Pluto rules radioactive things, so that's very much a danger of a nuclear war starting. Jupiter is amping up the energy. It's very close by there at 24 degrees, exactly conjunct Eris. So Jupiter expands whatever it touches. So you can see Jupiter, Eris, the sun, the moon. Eris is the battle-hungry Disturbia goddess. She is Mars' sister, and Mars is up here at 13 Cancer, exactly conjunct the biggest, most brightest star in the sky called Sirius. This is exactly where the U.S. sun is. So you can see the story that the stars are trying to tell us here. Now, Mars is the ruler of Aries. So wherever Mars is during this eclipse also explains how these energies work. So Mars is weak in Cancer. It is underwater, literally. It's in the sign of the mother, which means that Mars, the warrior, seems to me to be very full of PTSD and really in need of mother love, nurturing love. Sirius is tied to the myth of Isis and Osiris, and Isis, the great goddess of all. When her husband died, she took his penis and put him back together. So it's very much about toxic, wounded, very literally, masculinity, and that's what my spirit guides told me that the focus of this eclipse is all about, and that's what we need to focus on. Is everybody's got PTSD to some degree or another. You can't help not having PTSD by simply being born. So it's about healing the toxic, again back to Mars and Pluto, both ruling Scorpio, where the south node is, toxic masculinity, okay, which is tied to everything, the corporates, the hierarchies, all of that stuff. So Mars needing to be in the womb of the great mother, the dark void. This is the darkest dark moon there is, and I'm going to do a guided meditation about working with the dark void, the cosmic womb, and the sun and the toroidal energies of the earth. And Sophia, the goddess of wisdom. Sophia, Isis, all of the great mothers are all the same, basically, in different names. So there's Chiron, the wounded healer, not too far away either, also in Aries. So you can see there's a big plethora, a stellium of Aries energy here. It's very fiery, it's very hot. There can be dangers of explosions and battles and, tempers, and there is no patience, even though everybody's been feeling very tired leading up to this eclipse. And that's because Mars is in Cancer, which is an introverted, receptive, feminine yin sign. Okay, so these degrees will also be affected later on in the year. Let's see what else is going on here. Mercury is also about to turn retrograde. Okay, so that's also part of this. Mercury at 15 degrees, Taurus right here, is about to go retrograde on the 21st, actually, right on the middle degree of Taurus. So again, any planets at 0, like Pluto is, are very powerful. At the mid degrees are at the peak of the wave, and that's where Mercury is right now. Mercury goes retrograde on the 21st at 4:35 a.m. That's Eastern Daylight Time. And it is conjunct Uranus, the planet of sudden shocks and awe. Uranus is the modern ruler of Pluto, and Saturn, down here at 4 degrees of Pisces, is the traditional ruler of Aquarius. So Saturn and Pisces, again, bringing in that water, too wide away to be a real trine actually to Mars, but bringing in that watery element. But the South Node and Saturn are trying each other. That's a good positive aspect there. Neptune The ruler of Pisces at 26 degrees here is trining Psyche, which is the symbol of the soul, also in Scorpio there. For this chart only, based in Toronto, the ascendant is Sagittarius, and it's very close to what's called the Great Attractor at 14 degrees of Sagittarius, opposite Venus at 10 degrees of Gemini. So Venus in Gemini is ruled by Mercury. Mercury is going retrograde, so the conversations, things are we're gonna get unexpected texts from exes for sure, and Mars is in the sign of the moon here. So again, a lot of issues about family, children, could be reproductive issues coming up for women and things like that, women's rights, all of that stuff coming up as well. So Uranus and Mercury, they're virtually working as one. They are conjunct as well. What else can we talk about here? Okay, so the south node. This is a north nodal eclipse. The north node at 4 degrees of Taurus. The north nodes and the south nodes move backwards through the zodiac, and this is the first eclipse actually in Aries. We're moving into the next 18 and a half months of north node moving into Aries and the south node moving into Libra. And this is something that hasn't happened since 2005 and 2006. So you might want to think back about what was going on in your life at that time as well. Now, I wanted to talk about the fixed stars here. So besides Mars starring here in Sirius, what else have we got here? Pluto is on a very famous star, Altair, the eagle eyes. So Pluto, the great transformer, the great destroyer, whatever Pluto touches, it usually destroys to make way for new growth. So Pluto's just giving us the teaser of its next 21 years in Aquarius, basically at 0 degrees of Aquarius right now. So we're just starting to breathe in and to feel, to understand that. And Altair there gives us a big eagle eye view, the overview. Saturn is conjunct to the royal fixed star of the Archangel Gabriel called Fomalhaut in the mouth of the fishes. Akankar is the star that Jupiter is connected to. Alrisha is the star that the sun and the moon are connected to. I'll go through this in my workshop. And then there's Aries there connected exactly to Jupiter. Again, the warrior aspect, warrioress, Amazon warriors for sure. Vesta, the goddess of investments, is at 1 degree of Taurus. Juno, one of my favorite goddesses. I'm writing a book about her. She's the feminine form of genius. She's at 22 degrees of Taurus, very close to Uranus there as well. And Venus is sitting right on the fixed star Aldebaran. Now, this is another one of the royal stars. Aldebaran is the place in tropical astrology that has progressed into Gemini, but it's the Archangel Michael, who always is in the east, who has the flaming star. There's also inconjuncts here that I've drawn in. These are quincunxes to Regulus, now at 0 degrees of Virgo. So Saturn is basically opposite Regulus there as well. Ceres, the Great Mother, is at 24 degrees of Virgo, opposite Neptune. I haven't drawn that in, but there's there. So we can be dreaming about Ceres, the Great Mother. The nurturing food is a big issue as well. The galactic center is there at 27 degrees of Sag, trining the sun and the moon. The galactic center is one of my favorite places. It is the place of the big black hole at the center of this galaxy. And it's important to tune into that, to get the downloads, to really get the messages of what's coming in galactically. So it trines the sun and the moon there, and basically Jupiter and Eris. So I believe there is galactic interventions going on because things are pretty serious right now. Athena, again, the battle goddess, she's in the sign of the mother. So we need to heal our own PTSD. We need to do it for ourselves. We need to understand that the patriarchy, the 1%, the WEF, whether they're human or transhuman, I mean they're outer space, they're an alien consciousness, that they are just wounded masculine elements. And so what we need to do is to bring in the connection to the womb, the connection to the heart, the connection to higher consciousness, which Pluto represents, and Venus in Gemini is also about consciousness. So we need to be more aware than ever of the powers that we do have to bring in this great healing, to heal our own PTSD and we can only do that by really going into the dark void. This is the darkest of the dark moons. It's very powerful. And it opens up a window of opportunity for the next 6 months. And then there's going to be another lunar eclipse 2 weeks from now. Lunar eclipse on the full moon at 14 Scorpio on May the 5th on Cinco de Mayo. So we're in the beginning of eclipse season, and really it's about dreaming tonight with all of this energy. It's felt a bit strange to me. I feel like there's going to be a bit of delayed reaction here. It feels like a very big in-breath, like people are waiting, and we really feel like we are kind of hanging in the balance here. We want to work with the great attractor as well at 14 degrees of Sag, because it is a very important energy, and we can literally attract what we want, but we didn't want to do that right on the eclipse. It was very much a quiet inward time. But now we want to work to integrate the energies that have been pointed out to us as above, so below, as within, so without, and all around. So please join me at 5 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time tonight on the 20th. I'm following my spirit guides here who said I needed to wait till after to do this healing. And so I will channel a powerful guided meditation for you. This is one of my gifts and my strengths for you, is to help you to really feel all this energy, really be immersed in it, really work with our PTSD in a safe, sacred circle in a group, and we're heightening each other's energies. And as we heal ourselves, we heal all our ancestors. That's Cancer as well, and Pisces, the last sign, the ancestors. And so we will feel ourselves going into the dark void energy of Sophia, the great cosmic mother's womb, to be healed, to be loved unconditionally, to be reborn, to choose where we want to be reborn in all dimensions at all times. And that is Juno, that feminine form of genius at 22 degrees of Taurus as well. So please join me. You can sign up through email at taragreentarot@gmail.com. You can sign up on Linktree. I've got TikTok ads about this. I put it up on Instagram, on Facebook. There's an event page there as well. You can sign up through PayPal, paypal.me.taragreentarotastro. I know it's long. And I will send you a Zoom link, and it will be recorded if you can't make it live, so that you can use the guided meditation for your own healing ongoing, however and whenever you wish. So I'm also offering a last minute, because I want to make this available to as many people as possible, last minute special. If you want to just contribute, I'm asking for at least an $11 donation. I put a lot of time and effort into putting these together for you, basically to help you. So sending you the best blessings. If you want to get in touch with me, I'm at taratarot.com. Blessings to you all.